the grove to get a little tipsy. Find me a bitty for licky. I just got in a whole brand new bag. I'm rolling around like I missed it. Elliot, jewelry moving like Drewski. Knocking out gold, then it hit me. Look, I just leveled up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie. Sweat, tears, and blood, you can see it in my eyes. My future turning up, what a time to be alive. I'm that nigga, I don't mean to brag, but I'm getting too nice with this. Ain't no way that I'm going outside. My pockets been heavy as shit.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. This is your host, Trey, and welcome back to the Strictly Buccaneers episode to discuss this Victory Monday, man. Exactly. Y'all already know what it is, man. Baker Mayfield went out there and did his thing. Todd Bowles putting something good together right now. He got something mixing in the pot for you, okay? Dave Canales, he's actually trying to figure it out right now. He's catching his stride, I would say, as far as understanding how to call plays. But let's go ahead and get into this Victory Monday, man. First and foremost, we're going to talk about Baker Mayfield. All right? Baker, the money maker. Okay? Now, not only is he a money maker, but he's a playmaker, man. This dude right here been shaking and baking in that backfield for us. He ran for a total of 6 carries for 17 yards, which wasn't much, but those yards were very sorely needed, man. I saw Baker Mayfield in the third quarter. He was getting sacked, and he actually ended up throwing a sidearm pass to Cade Otton, and it went for the first down. And like, the type of stuff Baker Mayfield's doing out there right now is the type of stuff that a 2018 first number 1 pick in the draft should be doing. Okay? This is honestly the best offensive weapons he's ever been surrounded by. Not at running back, but as far as wide receiver is concerned. I would say that Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are better than Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. Consistency-wise, career-wise, I mean, Jarvis is a beast. And Odell, he had his time. But Mike Evans has been consistent throughout his whole career. So has Chris Godwin. See, God gets it done, man. Which, by the way, today, or yesterday, actually, Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 171 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 5 receptions, 58 yards. All right, no, like, that's just something light for you to go ahead and make sure that the Bucs continue to keep an even mixture on what we are doing out there on the field. Now, to give you an example, let's just run through the first quarter. All right, first quarter initial drive, Baker Mayfield leads the Bucs down a 12-play drive for 67 yards, capped off with a field goal. Now, at the end of that drive, or throughout that drive, the way Baker was moving the ball and Dave Canales' play calling throughout that time period, it was what I would expect as far as script is concerned. Now, there were some issues that we ran into, but you also got to understand that we haven't played a lot together in the preseason as well, most teams. So that's what holds a lot of these teams back these days, is the fact that they don't play their players in the preseason. Definitely a mistake. Definitely don't want to do that. All right, but let's go ahead. So after we go ahead and get the field goal, Tampa Bay's up 3-0. Justin Fields answers with a touchdown on a 6-play, 75-yard drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now the score is 7-3. Chicago's up. Then after that, Bucs get the ball back. We move the ball down the field. Bears block our field goal attempt, man. All right, you know, as a Buccaneers fan at that point in time, I was kind of stressed because I do not like to see those types of mishaps or mistakes, especially on special teams. Special teams is something that you have to have locked in and locked in down. There's no excuses for that type of stuff to happen. But needless to say, it happened. And after that, Bucs defense answered. Todd Bowles did what he's supposed to do, all right? And the Bears went 3-and-out. After the Bears went 3-and-out, Baker Mayfield, by the way, we are in the second quarter. Baker Mayfield leads a 4-play, 77-yard touchdown drive and hits Mike Evans on the deep left for 70 yards, all right? And then Rachaad White ends up with a 4-yard touchdown run, all right, because Mike Evans kind of ran out of juice. Let's just be honest with you. He understands that he's 30 plus, and sometimes that's a long run, man. Especially since he pushed off on that play and he got away with it, which is something he's been doing since he was at Texas A&M and something I've been on him for since he was at Texas A&M. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, so Mike Evans goes ahead, sets us up. Rashad White, close the deal. We score the touchdown. And what I want to talk to y'all about right now is the fact that at halftime, which is not halftime yet in the actual game, because after that, then the Bears went 3 and out, Bucks went 3 and out, Bears kicked a field goal, score was 10-10, Bucks answered on a 12-play drive in a minute and 55 seconds, 69 yards. All right, and ended up with a field goal, taking the score to 13-10. That whole first half, we ran the ball a lot more than we passed the ball. That's something that I've been begging for a long time. All right, now, I understand that this is a passing league and that this is a league where if you're not passing the ball and you're not successful passing the ball, you're not going to be winning games. But you cannot pass the ball without having a running game. And it doesn't matter if you're successful running the ball. You don't have to be the best running the ball. You just got to be consistent running the ball. Just keep doing it. Look, if you take a drop of water and you just consistently drop it in the same spot on concrete, eventually it's going to crack that concrete in that spot. And eventually it's going to break that concrete. But it's a battle of attrition. This game that we play called football, where you got 11 men on one side and 11 men on the other side that are fighting for their families. Yes, I said fighting for their families, because what they're doing out there, they are trying to provide for their families and change the path of their whole bloodline. That's what they're out there doing, every single one of them. Okay, so salute to every single one of y'all who out there doing that. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening on a football field, okay? And when you got a team like the Buccaneers, who have been built on defense since the beginning of the Buccaneers. Remember, our first pick ever was Leroy Selman, man. All right? Like, we started off with defense. So that's what we do, is play defense down here in the South. That's just what it is, okay? And the defense I saw yesterday was only able to be successful because of the fact that we continued to run the ball. All right? Like, yeah, Rashad White, he ran for 73 yards, but guess what? 73 yards is what we averaged on a whole game last year, all right? 17 carries, 73 yards. You know, so at the end of the day, it's all about consistency, man. But to get back to Baker Mayfield and the way he played, Baker is finally playing like that first round pick from 2018. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to continue, because we all know this is the NFL, and that stands for not for long. So unless Baker is able to continue to build continuity with Mike Evans, and it continues to produce on the field, as well as the continuity he's been building with Chris Godwin, which is already also producing on the field, if he's able to continue to do those types of things, and he's able to limit the turnovers or stop the turnovers, because he hasn't had any turnovers yet. And mind you, as long as everybody has known Baker Mayfield, they've known Baker Mayfield for turning the ball over. So if Baker has gotten to a point in his career where he's actually understanding the fact that turning the ball over is not the thing to do, and that he needs to hold on to it, because this is honestly probably his last opportunity as a starter in the NFL, then kudos to Baker, because it's going to lead to some W's for Tampa Bay. Want to know what else is going to lead to some W's for Tampa Bay? Mike Evans. I'm talking about M13K. Yeah, that dude out there, man. 13. Yeah, he's under contract right now just for the end of the season, but he's playing contract type ball. And I'm happy to see it, man. Look, I know I came out here and I came on the podcast and I told y'all that I'm not willing to pay Mike Evans $82 million for 3 years. Still not willing to pay Mike Evans $82 million for 3 years. But as long as we continue to work things out with other contracts with other players on our team and free up a little bit more cap space, not to say we can't, or not to say we shouldn't re-sign Mike Evans, because, yeah, we should re-sign Mike Evans. Just not for that price. Maybe if we can meet somewhere in the middle, a little bit lower than that, around 72 or 60 something, and a decent amount of guaranteed money, I think we could probably swing that, because we do have other individuals that we do need to sign. But I digress. Back to the game, y'all. Mike Evans showed out. 6 receptions, 171 yards, and a touchdown. And that's what you see when a player is in a contract situation. They come in, they show up, they show out. Mike Evans always gave his heart, soul to the Bucs, and I'm never gonna hold that against him. I love him for it. I'm a Buccaneer through and through, but at the end of the day, man, I can't pay him 82. Anyway, so Bucs offensive line gave up 0 sacks, and that's amazing considering the fact that we have 0 continuity throughout this offensive line with what we have put out there. Like, these dudes have only been playing together for 2 games, to be honest with you, because most of them didn't play together in the preseason. So, and they definitely didn't get it if when they did play in the preseason, they played 1 drive, maybe 2. That's not enough to build continuity on offensive line. But at the end of the day, 0 sacks is 0 sacks, and I'm loving that. All right, now maybe some of them 0 sacks is because Baker Mayfield was running around like chicken with his head cut off, and he wasn't letting nobody touch him. I saw Baker Mayfield do a Pat Mahomes, Magic Mahomes / pass yesterday. So I'm definitely loving what I'm seeing from him, man. He had a QBR of 70, and his passer rating was 114.5. Can't beat that with a stick, man, when you threw for 317 yards on 26 for 34 with 1 touchdown. You just can't beat that with a stick, all right? Now, let's get on to the defense, man. Salute. Todd Bowles. Brother, you know what you're doing out there when it comes to putting together a defense, understanding the players that you have. Also, salute to you going out there and hiring Dave Canales, someone who is willing to give the defense a breather by running the ball and controlling the time. Controlling the play, man. Controlling that clock. There's nothing like it. You can win or lose a game because of the fact that you did not control the clock and you did not control the time that you had the ball. Like, it is like one of the most important things you can do for your defense so that they can be rested enough to do what Shaq Barrett did in the 4th quarter, which was interception touchdown. And then Christian Izien with another interception. When you got undrafted rookie free agents that are starting on a defense like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a lot of people would question that. Not true Buckaroos. Never that, man. Not these 365ers, man, that come here every time I post something. Not none of y'all. No. Every single one of y'all have faith in the fact that the Bucs will do what the Bucs do, which is play defense. And Todd Bowles, he finally pulled it out of JTS, man. Which was that because of the fact he drafted Yaya? I don't know. But needless to say, it worked. JTS is finally looking like the person and the player that we all dreamed he could be. And Yaya showed up in that last game. All right. So if we can get Yaya, Shaq Barrett, and my man JTS, boy, look, the press we putting on y'all, none other. All right. Especially when you got Vita Veda getting 1.5 sacks. Like I said, JTS had 2 sacks. Now, there are some things the Bucks can't work on, because this is not all roses and butterflies, and cotton candy and candy canes, man. It ain't like that. Okay, there's some things we can work on. For one, we definitely need to work on stopping the run. I'm not saying that they gashed us this week, which they didn't, but when you got Roshan Johnson running for four times for 32 yards, that's a clip of like 6 yards a carry or something like that, man. You know, 6 yards a carry, man. That's 6 yards a carry. That's a lot. Maybe 7 almost. That's a lot, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 carries for 32 yards. That's 8 yards a carry. You are tripping. Then you got Khalil Herbert. He had his 7 carries, 35 yards. It's 5 yards a carry. Can't have that. All right, we just can't have that. DJ Moore, he bit us early in the game, and I give him that early in the game for what he did. That 104 yards is kind of fugazi on 6 receptions because most of it is in the first half. But after that, we shut him down, and that was without Carlton Davis, man. So at the end of the day, if you're a Buccaneer fan, you gotta love what you're seeing. All right, but this next week is what is the real deal test. We play the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm talking fly, Eagle, fly. I'm talking Jalen Hurts. I'm talking Devontae Smith. I'm talking A.J. Brown. I'm talking, need I go on? You know, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. Yeah, it's going to be a battle, man. But in order for the Bucks to continue to do what we're doing, we have to continue to run the ball. If we continue to run the ball, Baker will be able to throw for those 317 yards because every team that Baker has ever been successful on has run the ball successfully. I'm not saying that they ran for the most yards, not saying that they were the best running backs, even though when he was with Cleveland, they did have some dogs. All right. But that ability to run the ball and consistently put the pressure on the opposite team, taking time off the clock, giving your defense a rest so that when you go 3 out, let's see, how many times the Bucks go 3 and out? The Bucks went 3 and out 4 times, 5 times. Because I counted 4 and out as one of them. So we went 3 and out 4 times in the whole game. Whereas the Bears went 3 and out, wow, another 4 times. So it was even. It was 1 for 1 on that one. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't consistently keep winning like that by going 3 and out. We went 3 and out a lot last year. And that's because we abandoned the run game and we would just pass 60 times a game and 55 times a game. So, look, man, all I can say is, let's go Tampa. Yes, sir. Big W. Victory Monday. That's what we do. I hope y'all enjoyed this little segment, man. Also, I want y'all to like, subscribe, understand the fact that the information I give you on here, I do spend a lot of time trying to actually get it all together and figure out how to deliver it to you. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you. And I hope you understand a little bit more about what these Bucks is finna do this year. Because remember, Vegas said we was going to win only 6.5 games, man. Last I checked, we got 4 more games to win. 5 games to win, and we go over what Vegas said. Now, and for all y'all out there who want to disparage the fact the Bucks just beat the Bears, Man, they were just calling the Bucks the Bears, and they were calling the Bears one of the best teams in the NFL in the offseason. So all y'all need to get off that and understand the fact that you got to play the games on Sunday. Until you play the games on Sunday, you can't say what a team is or who a team is. Now, you can have a good idea about them, and I know darn well that everybody was tripping talking about my Buccaneers and saying that we were not going to be a dog, somebody who was going to bite and fight and scratch for every single inch and every single thing we was going to get. I'm not saying we're a Super Bowl team, but what I am saying is we're a team with fight. And since we're a team with fight, like, subscribe. Come on back, man, because I got a lot more information for you, and there's going to be a few more Victory Mondays we got coming up for all y'all. All right? Now, just in case you didn't know, you can find any of the content or all the content at everythingin3.com. That's right, everythingin3.com. Go ahead and check it out. Got all content. If you want to go ahead and personal interest, some finance stuff, any of the sports, of course. All right? If you're on all that, go ahead, check it out. All right? Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe, man. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.